Welcome to the Bad Brothers podcast. Thank you for listening. We're excited to be here with you this week. Make sure to like and subscribe.
Oh, yeah. Say it up top.
Like and subscribe. Comment. Share. We love when you interact. The merch is in the bio.
Oh, yeah. Get it. Grab a tea.
Grab a tea for Christmas. If you're thinking of a gift, last minute gift to get for Christmas, you can get one and give them the receipt because it won't be here in time for Christmas probably.
Do you think?
If this comes out Monday, it'll be close.
Yeah.
But yeah. Thanks for being here. I'm Will. That's Michael. My headphones just sound crazy.
What? Like what?
Mine sound like really high, tingy, and also loud. But it could just be my headphones.
Yeah, it might just be you. Sounds kind of normal to me, unless phones overall got bumped.
I shoved them in farther, and it sounds better now.
Oh, okay.
More bass. Because I'm all about that bass.
Oh, I was going to say, I edit the podcast. The hardest thing...
Bass.
Okay, here's some listener engagement I need. Anytime I ask for listener engagement, I don't really get it. But I actually would like listener engagement this time, because I was thinking, I was laying up the other night. I was all twisted up inside.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to know how to edit the podcast, like what device to edit. Because if I listen to it in the car, it sounds one way. If I listen to it with these headphones, the big over-the-ear ones that sound really good, it sounds one way. But I edit with my little earbuds those because I think that's probably how most people listen to it. But anyways, let me know. This is a request. This is a real request that I actually would appreciate for reals if you would comment on the episode and let me know how you listen. Because if the majority of people are listening on their phone or, you know, with nice headphones over the ears or just with the earbud, I think most people have earbuds, so that's why I do that. But let me know, because, or if you listen in the car or whatever.
In the beginning, the intro music used to blow out my car. But also, and if you listen on Spotify and you go to your equalizer that you have set up for your favorite listening experience, you can select do not apply to podcasts.
Oh, really?
New feature.
Wow. Along with the lyrics, they added that?
Yeah. But a lot of older music doesn't have the lyrics. I was listening to Boston the other day. No lyrics.
Oh, what's a Boston song?
You got me on the spot. Where's my Google
I can think of like what they sound like, but not a certain song. But thank you to all the people who were made us part of their
Spotify Wrapped.
Spotify's Wrapped.
Oh.
And that was cool. I will say, even though this is just kind of like a stupid thing we do, it actually did sort of make me feel good in a way, because it's sort of like an accomplishment, yeah.
Boston sings more than a feeling,
more than a feeling,
living on something.
Yeah, what's some other top ones? What's their top 5? Delilah.
More than a feeling, peace of mind. I don't remember how that one goes. The next one's long time. Feels like the Wait, is that the right song?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But I know that guy used to do all the albums himself. Oh, yeah.
I don't want to get demonetized. 1976.
Flashing people out the window. down the freeway. That's what that reminds me of.
Yeah. A road trip with the homies.
All right. What's on tap today, my brother?
Let's hit people with the news.
Okay, so we've been trying to do...
Let's hit the headlines.
Oh, let's hit the
I stole that.
lines. So we want to try and do jokes every week. We'll see if it happens. We're trying to do monologue-esque jokes.
Yeah. Esque.
You want to go?
Mine are, I don't think I've only done one that's not based on the headlines.
Yeah, you did pervert last week.
Yeah.
Did you come up with that?
Yeah.
That sounded like a stolen.
No, I came up with that with my friend Troy.
Shout out to Troy. Put his Instagram handle up here.
Shout out to a place that shan't be named because it's my secret that sells $3 micro brews on Mondays. Micro brew Mondays.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. You and Troy?
Yeah.
Nice.
It used to be me, Troy, and Todd until he decided to get in an RV and travel the country.
Shout out to Todd. Where are you now?
He's headed to New Mexico to White Sands Park.
Did he get any of his things he was trying to get?
Apartments?
Yeah.
Nope, not in Arizona. Working on Texas now.
Come on, Todd. Pray a little harder, man.
Jeez. It's in the works. It's in the works.
Lord works in mysterious ways.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of which...
I am a pro.
Repair work at Joel Osteen's Lakewood Church uncovered hidden cash and checks inside the wall.
Dang.
Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
The Houston police suspects that the funds are connected to stolen donations in 2014.
Oh, I remember that.
And it's like Joel Osteen is probably already one of the richest pastors in the country, don't you think? What's that called? The type of preaching? Right.
Prosperity
Preacher. Yeah, so make sure you stop by his church this Sunday to hear some more teaching about Zacchaeus, the stealing tax collector, and how Jesus forgave him.
Oh.
Bible jokes.
Get them while they're hot.
Also down south in Atlanta is actually Syracuse to Atlanta. A Delta flight, passengers were left sickened.
Ooh.
When it was not COVID. They spotted a woman breastfeeding her cat.
Oh, yeah. I thought sickened was a little strong.
It's not just any cat. It's a hairless cat that was swaddled in a blanket, which according to the stewardess was screaming or like meowing and trying to, escape for its life as the woman was trying to get it to latch on. They told the woman that she needed to put the cat in the carrier per the animal policy, because I did end up reading they have a breastfeeding policy, which they also support. You can breastfeed your kid on the plane, but the animal policy is ventilated carrier down into the seat. So yeah, she was really trying to milk this carry-on policy, but it turned out to just be an utter failure.
Ooh. Teat. I was trying to think of a teat pun. Oh, I gotta save that one for last.
You're not supposed to say that out loud.
Oh no, I can do it first. New research shows that chronic weed use...
Chronic.
See what I did there? Chronic weed use leads to poor sleep. Bad news for people who set their sleep number to 420.
Oh,
that's
in your top 5.
Sleep number.
That's in your top 5 best jokes you've ever done.
I saw an article titled R2-D2 Tamagotchi is for serious Star Wars fans.
Ooh.
Something is wrong with people if hearing about a new toy elicits adult weirdos' new plaything and not fun for kids.
True. true.
It's not.
Are Star Wars adults the new Disney adults?
Yeah.
Well, they're
one and the same now.
they merged.
Okay. More than 40 earthquakes occurred in 24 hours off the coast of Oregon.
What?
Yeah, a couple days ago. So if you thought all hell had broken loose the last couple years, watch out, because it looks like hell might literally be trying to break loose. Everybody knows hell's at the center of the earth.
Mm-hmm. The pit of despair.
Okay, how about this? To secure part of the $66 million in show money, camel breeders in Saudi Arabia were found illegally injecting Botox into their animals to enhance various body parts. To escape punishment, many are fleeing to California, where it is completely legal and even encouraged to upgrade your camel toe.
I was waiting for the toes to come up.
Dude, that one was just too easy. The camel was right there.
Wait, so
Camel,
I missed the
Botox.
actual story. It was a camel
We
show?
we might have to ask Lauren about this. Not anything to do with my joke, but
Rewind.
Let's go to the begin. Let's go to the setup part of the joke. And so, yeah, they're injecting like lip filler, Botox, and certain things to make their head shape a certain way and
Headpiece.
headpiece. And they're not Native Americans.
I'm just giving you the parlance.
They're not chiefs.
It's called a headpiece.
Geronimo.
They're trying to get a good lip line.
Yeah, trying to upgrade the lip line.
Mm-hmm.
$66 million in prize money. That's a lot.
That is a lot. Where's the dog prize money at?
Yeah, does Lauren get prize money?
No, they usually get stuff.
Just stud fee.
Well, there's that, but like at the competition, it's usually things.
What's a stud fee for a collie?
I don't know.
Don't know or don't want to say?
I really don't know. Depends. Depends on the status.
That's what I mean. If the Tiger Woods of collie showing were to
I can get back.
put her dog out for stud,
Can get back to you on that.
I'm sure it's a lot.
It's not enough to support the hobby on its own.
It's not enough.
Does that make sense?
Well, she goes a lot of places.
Yeah, but you have
Does
to
a
go
lot.
a lot of places to get the points to have the
I know.
toppest dog. Top dog.
Could she be sexing her dog out more, though?
Probably not. At one point, it was like flying all over the country. It was in like New York for months at a time, just going to town.
Like those pandas when they show them, they have to show them panda porn because they don't know how to.
Actually, funny story about that. The one dog there that has gone all over and done that. Whenever like another dog is in heat, it freaks out, and it's like always like, oh my gosh, oh, thinking something's gonna happen. But then the other male dog that's like younger and
They've overtrained its sexual.
it's probably more natural for that to happen in the wild. But when they can do it whenever they want. But then the younger one who hasn't done it doesn't care. Not the same response. Its tail. Anyway,
That's cool.
I actually do have an update. I have a dream update.
A dream?
And
You
maybe
had
it's because we were talking about it.
a melatonin dream?
No.
Whoa.
Something has happened. Maybe because we've been talking about it, and then I listened to our own podcast about it again multiple times. But I've had 2 dreams,
Okay.
non-melatonin induced,
Wow.
and I kind of remembered
You're
them.
up in your game. Maybe it's the desire to remember them as kind of like fostering something in
Yeah,
you.
maybe because like work is sucking lately, so it's like I hate my life, and so then I want to experience something else in my dream.
There's this article I read. I love the website Slate. They always have good writers. Oh man, what's the name of it when you can control your dreams?
Lucid dreaming.
Yeah, lucid dreaming. And it was this person who was trying to get themselves to lucid dream,
I've done that before.
and all how they took themselves from like not really dreaming at the beginning to like all these tactics that they have to tell you how to lucid dream and everything like that. Because I had a roommate, I think I said this on the podcast before, but he had a dream in the middle of the day. Like I had a roommate in college, and we used to take a nap at the same time in the middle of the day because we had a break in classes, and we'd stay up late playing video games. And so, but
Yeah, they say lucid dreaming's better during the day.
it would happen like the sun would just bake our room, and that's also good for it too. Like you're sort of in this, you just get warm and you get in this weird state and stuff like that. He's like, man, I could control myself in my dreams. And I was like, where'd you go? And he's like, to the girls' dorms, of course.
I know that's what they say. It's like if you could control lucid dreams, could you maybe like find the next invention or art piece? You're like telling yourself,
art. Yeah, that's what.
am I going to, in this next room I go into is going to be my greatest painting.
Yes. I remember you telling me that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they say. Because no one's there. But yeah.
Okay, so
I had a
you
dream.
were
Listen to this.
Okay.
You remember how crazy my dreams were before?
No, I don't.
You know, the cruise ship going down.
Oh,
all
dying,
the
yeah,
stuff,
New York.
dying, drowning, all sorts of things.
Mhm.
Listen to this. I was in the car
Okay.
driving, or someone else was driving. I don't remember. Turned the light on,
Uh-huh.
and then I couldn't turn it off, and it was like hard. You couldn't like see where you're driving. I couldn't turn it off. That was it.
Whoa. Oh my gosh. Things are getting freaky over here at Studio 9C.
And shoot, there was another one, but I don't remember it. But I was like, hey, I had another dream.
Yes.
I noticed it.
You know
I
what?
was like,
I'm not going to criticize. I am
I
going
have
to.
I was excited that I had one.
Yes, I'm going to support this. Maybe you should start a dream journal.
Probably not. I wouldn't.
Yeah, because that was one of the other things is like, that's what I'm saying. If you're kind of like prepping your body, you're kind of like coercing it.
When I was
you're
reading about the lucid dreaming, one of the things was like telling yourself, it was like a constant little like, what's it, mantra?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, and it was like, am I dreaming? Is this a dream? There was like this little like few questions that you like ask yourself all the time. And there's something about like, what was it? It was like moving your hands back and forth or like spinning in a circle. And it was like something that you don't really do in the dream world for some reason.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like my dreams, it's more like you're watching a movie than you're really controlling anything.
Yeah, like if you're able.
That's why it was so weird when I was confused.
They say you can't like look at like a watch and like really know what time it is in a dream.
So you would be able to either trigger or at least know, somehow tap into your consciousness if you knew you just did something weird in a dream, like spin around or something. Like that.
Spin around 3 times. So yeah,
Bloody Mary.
Maybe we've broken into something.
What was your other one?
I don't really remember, but I knew I had one, and I thought to myself, I had another one, which was a big deal.
This is a big deal. I'm proud of you.
I dreamed a dream of times gone by.
From
Anne Hathaway in Les
Prostitute.
Mis.
Oh, yeah.
Shaved head.
I didn't want this podcast to turn into what have we been watching lately, you know,
Movie
TV show
reviews.
reviews and stuff like that.
Which I do love, though.
So that's not going to be 100% what this is, but I do want to ask you if you connect with this at all.
I thought you were getting up to show me something.
Now, this isn't... How should I set this up? I forget. I don't know which part I want to lead with. Well, I will say one of the things about... I started to be like this before, but also all the podcasts that we watch, you know, it's comedians, but there's a lot of them who are actors that come on as guests or comedians who are doing acting and
Right.
such and such or writing. And you just hear, you get into sort of the background of, you know, how the sausage is made on TV shows, what a writer's room is like on a TV show, you know, the relationship between directors and actors or the production.
Backyard baseball. I mean, inside baseball.
Inside baseball, you're insider trading.
Moneyball.
And so you're learning all this stuff about quote unquote the biz.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's showbiz, baby.
I think it's also something about getting older, but okay. Tammy and I have been watching Hawkeye.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Marvel show, Disney Plus.
Oh, yeah. I got confused with Arrow.
So anyway, we're watching Hawkeye, and I will say it's good, not great. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fun. If you, like I talked about last week, the Marvel movies, they're a whole thing, and so you just get into the whole universe. MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe. And it's got Hailee Steinfeld.
What? Hailee Steinfeld?
What's the deal with that?
You're watching Hawkeye.
This is what I want to know if you relate with. Is I'm watching Hawkeye and I can't help myself. I get into like, this is what I'm into now. So Hailee Steinfeld, this is not a spoiler alert. This is in the first 5 minutes of the first episode. She's young.
I haven't watched it. Just go ahead.
She's young. Her dad dies. She's young in one of these.
Classic superhero trope.
You know, there's all this stuff about like Avenger, like they're destroying the whole city. They never tell a story about like, you know, the 17 buildings that get destroyed when the aliens, you know,
right,
or whatever. This actually tells a story. She was young and her building gets destroyed. Her dad dies. And they're fighting the aliens, and she just takes a liking to Hawkeye because she sees him, you know, fighting like at that moment and whatever. Yeah. And so she
took her childhood trauma and projected it onto
exactly. So she like idolizes him and sort of became like him. She's this ultimate fighter chick. She can do the martial arts. She can do the sword play. She can do the archery. She can do everything. She's a driven
assassin
individual. She's just a kid, but she's talented kid.
So she's 24.
She is college age in the show.
Okay. 22.
And so she idolizes Hawkeye. Mm-hmm. Well, obviously the show's called Hawkeye. Their paths cross. Mm-hmm. And so and through a series of events, they have to work together.
Oh boy.
And so she like idolizes him and whatever. But
what's her name? Peregrine Falcon?
She doesn't have a nickname.
Oh.
Hailee. Or whatever her name is on the show. And so, but this gets into what I'm into. so her character has been idolizing Hawkeye her whole life from the time she was 8 years old to 22 or whatever she's supposed to be. And she loves him, blah, 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 paths cross, and now they have to work together. But she's kind of like,
Is it not Gwen? Gwen Stacy? No, that's Spider-Man.
oh my gosh.
That's Spider-Man.
You just sounded like a complete imbecile just now.
Jeez. It's not even listed. Oh, I was in movies only. Here's television. Kate Bishop.
Yeah, that sounds right. And so also, but they can't decide if is she a ditzy 22-year-old
Mm-hmm.
who's kind of like goofy, like saying weird things, or is she a go-getter, like powerhouse kind of woman?
Yeah.
Or, but then the other thing is like she will completely disregard, like Hawkeye will say like, hey, we're going to do such and such, and she'll completely ignore what he says and go do something herself. And it's not out of,
because she's an angsty teen.
well, it's weird because you could see it as like a character if she wanted to like prove herself to him.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a little bit of that dynamic between them.
Yeah.
She idolizes him so much that she wants to prove how awesome she is also.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not how it's played on the show. How it's played on the show is like she has her own ideas about things, and she's kind of like a sassy, like know-it-all
Independent
22
woman. Yeah.
and kind of like,
Activist.
yeah, maybe.
So what do I relate to?
But I get, it's like people who watch the show and they're like, oh, you could tell when they did that stunt, that was a stunt double because their body was like a little bit wider than the other. You get into like the background of you get into like the production mode of the TV show or the writing. So now I'm into like the writing. It's like, oh, why did they write that character? So she's not, she's idolized him her whole life. Why is she disagreeing with him? She should be sort of
Right.
like wanting to
Do anything he
says. And it's not, they're not playing it like she's naive. It's kind of like all over the map. And I never used to be that way. Like I used to just take in a movie and it just washes over me. I don't think about anything. It's just, this happens, this happens, this happens.
Right.
I don't think twice about it. I don't think that deeply. I don't go, ooh, I wonder what's going to happen. It just, like a wave, it comes over me.
I think I always want to, like, I always just want to be entertained, and I was never really, like, thinking about anything, and I could just watch any movie or whatever. Now, what I'm more interested in than maybe, like, writing or something is, I love that, 1912. Is that what it was? 1916?
17?
17? 16?
14?
That one. The World War One movie. Because of all the cinematography in that. And like how they did all the
single shot.
Single shots. That was crazy. That movie was so good. I think that's why I like a lot of A24 movies, because they like are a little different. They just like take more, they're not as worried about, making the box office hit. And so it's a little more like artsy with the camera, artsy with like, they have one movie that's all about this, like single mom, like almost, she probably was like a teen mom, but now she's like 20, whatever. And she has like a 6 or 7-year-old, like a young kid daughter. And they live in like this weird apartment hotel, like outside of, it seems the vibe I got was, they don't really say exactly where it is, but it's like, it feels like you're like outside Disneyland, where it's just like a bunch of freeways and hotels.
Mm-hmm.
But that's where they live because they're poor or whatever, and she like can't keep a job. But like that whole movie is like set there.
Mm-hmm.
And it never really does anything crazy, but it's like this weird snapshot into this like realistic life for them, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's like things like that are more interesting. But yeah, I haven't got into like the writing or characters, and I could see, I get what you mean, where it's like you're now watching that instead of watching the movie or something like that, you know?
Yeah. Maybe it's just because people are so accessible now.
It's like it's like when I go to a concert. It's like I wanna be in the front, not so I can jump around and be crazy. It's so I can like see what they're playing, and I stand there like gaping mouth, like nerding out on all of like, you know, like what, you know, what equipment are they using? How are they playing this? What are they doing this? You know?
That's actually a good parallel because I feel the same way. Even like that's one thing about like even at church where it's like hard to sort of like well, it's hard to do anything at church because it's like it's hard to get in the music because I know enough about music where it's like you're paying attention to the drummer, then the bass player, and then the song selection even, or how the person's leading and whatever.
Well, when I go to a church and I'm not playing, I feel like what's that? Will Ferrell, where he's like, I don't know what to do with my hands.
It's hard. Then I'm also analyzing the sermons and how the service flow goes and what's happening because you just know so much about how something operates that you're seeing details.
Baseball.
Yeah, you're seeing details that people don't see. And I don't know. Maybe it's because people are so accessible now, you know, through social media or the way we see them on TV or
yeah. You gotta hear all the behind the scenes stuff where like in the past, like the movie came out.
They were just like
once a year.
Somebody was like a once a year movie star or something. That
Yeah.
just seemed like amazing.
Humphrey Bogart.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, it's been really weird. I don't know why it's come up so much in that Hawkeye show. I think because her character is like too all over the place. But that's also it. It's like I feel like a couple years ago I wouldn't have even noticed or said anything, or it wouldn't have even made a blip.
Would you consider yourself a cinephile?
No, I'm not a cinephile.
You started calling them films instead of movies?
No, I would not have sex with a VHS.
You wouldn't put something in the VHS player
that
and
one's
then
not,
hit rewind?
It's not my strange addiction.
I don't think cinephile is
no.
sexual.
I'm not Marilyn Manson. He's supposedly a cinephile.
Supposedly a lot of things. He can supposedly bend over and
had his ribs removed. Remember that one?
Yeah. Junior high rumor.
Anybody who's like half satanic or evil, they always say they have their ribs removed. Why is that the first thing?
But then, yeah, did you hear Joe Rogan the other day?
He can.
Yeah, he says he didn't even have
his ribs are intact.
Yeah, he's just flexible. He got it close enough. He could do it if he wanted to. That's what he said.
No comment.
I mean, I do jiu-jitsu and
if he wanted to, that just means he tried. And he's short.
Mm-hmm.
You also got to take that into consideration.
Do you need a short torso for that, or a longer torso so that you can like come all the way around and curl around?
I don't know. It's like some of those crazy gymnasts or like whatever. Contortionists where they go like their heads coming out of their
between
butt crack
the legs
and stuff like that.
Have you seen the one where it's like it's either like a news or a late night show, but there's a guy, he's doing that where he's like bent backwards and then his head are coming through his knees. And the guy gets to spank him.
No.
But it's his crotch area. And then instantly you see the contortionist guy like go big eyed, and then instantly the guy like regrets it. And he's like, "Oh my god!" He's like, "I thought that was your butt," because he's like totally turned around the wrong way, and he's even wearing like a little leotard things.
They're
so
always wearing a leotard, yeah, because they gotta flex.
they need the movement.
Oh my gosh.
That was a good one. That's a good meme.
Okay.
Knowledge.
I will wrap this up with what you
Christmas
said.
wrapping?
No. Oh yeah, Christmas wrapping. I'm gonna mix what you said about dreams and what I said about movies into one.
Dream file.
I had this dream this one time that I think would be a good movie.
Ooh.
But I don't know how to write it as a movie.
Give me the title and subtitle.
Oh, title and subtitle. Oh, that's hard. Title and subtitle.
Give me the scene.
Okay.
Opening scene.
So I had this as a dream, a full-on dream.
Right. You said that.
I had the beginning and the end. The middle is sort of what I struggle with, but the middle as a movie, it can just be whatever. And this was totally random, and also it's a little bit weird, so this doesn't have any connection to my life at all. It just just happened.
A24 production.
Yes, this would be A24. The dream was a guy is like, he does like cell phone towers or like wind turbines or something.
Tall things.
He was doing them in like South America.
Not South Africa.
Not South Africa. Like Venezuela. I think.
Lots of like green trees and shrubbery.
I think Aruba is like close to Venezuela. I think that's.
Aruba?
I think so.
The island?
Yeah. There's an island right there. It's close to Venezuela.
Aruba, Jamaica.
Ooh, I want to take it to Bermuda, Bahama.
Did you know Kokomo's made up?
Come on, pretty mama.
Not
to
real.
Key Largo, Montego.
Brian.
Baby, why don't we go down to Kokomo?
Brian Williams.
We'll get there fast and then we'll take it slow. Happy birthday, Mr. President.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. My voice got kind of whispery.
It is off of the tip of... You're right.
Dude, I know, because I've researched it for my movie. So anyway, so there's this young guy, and he's putting up cell phone towers. I think that's what it was in my dream.
Mm-hmm.
And he's hanging out in the Venezuelans.
Is it Colombia or Venezuela?
I don't know.
Can't tell where the lines are.
Either way, he's doing it. And what happens is he's married. He's just married. And he goes down there and through like just hanging out in town, he's working there for a while, a couple months, whatever. There's this girl, he meets her.
He might have gone to the port city of Punta Fijo.
Yeah. He was there hanging out in Punta Fijo. And there's this person, he goes to this restaurant or bar or whatever every day, and there's this girl he sees there, attractive.
Mm-hmm.
And so finally she invites him to her place.
Ana de Armas.
No, because let me tell you something. So he's a young guy, she's a young girl.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes over to her place, and nobody else is there. And it's kind of like super nice. And he goes over there and he goes to like her room. It's like in the evening. They're going to like,
Get it on.
do what lovers do. He's going to commit adultery.
Probably.
But he goes into her room and he sees it's decorated very like childishly.
Eee.
And he sort of figures out that this girl is not, well, whatever, like 17 or something.
Of age.
Yeah. So he's like, I'm in the wrong place, basically. So he gets the heck out of there. And she is sad.
Of course.
You don't really She's sad. She's embarrassed. It's awkward. It's weird. Blah, blah, blah. He leaves. Nothing happens. He leaves. But goes back home to Texas, whatever. And
Texas.
you know what happens is he's at a gas station one day. This is in my dream.
Mm-hmm.
He's at a gas station one day. And this guy comes and starts like blowing it up, like freaking
Accosting him?
grenade or something.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. And what happens is the police descend on it, blah, 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 blah. And the guy is like getting arrested or killed or something like
The
that.
grenade guy or the main
The grenade
character?
guy. And he shows the guy, the main character, he shows the main character a picture of the girl and her name. He was like a hitman. So the deal is, she is the daughter of this like small town drug
Arms dealer.
head. You know, he's like the Aruba connection. He's the boat connection of the. So somehow then flashback.
Caribbean smuggler.
So flashback to that night is the dad like saw her like crying and stuff, and he thinks this guy is like has messed with her.
Already did it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Taking advantage possibly.
And she felt bad and embarrassed and stuff, so she went along with it.
That wasn't in my dream, but that could be.
She didn't know what to do.
Because I'm missing a few plot points. So what happens is this guy kind of goes crazy.
She didn't know what to do, and she went along with it, but she's actually in love with him.
I don't know about that. Because he's
I don't know
married.
the end yet.
He's married.
Oh, jeez. I forgot about that.
So he leaves like immediately. He gives his statement to the police and he leaves like immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is the part of my dream that was sort of skipped over, but it would sort of be sort of like The Road-esque, where it's like a bunch of the movie is him like traveling and he decides in his head, he's going like crazy. He doesn't know what to do. He's going to like kill this dad,
Ooh.
which is insane, but that's what was happening.
The dad kind of like Big Bunny, Kevin Hart's character in Fool's Gold.
Fool's Gold?
Yeah.
I don't remember that movie.
He's like a drug lord, and he's not a drug lord,
I'm-
but he was a famous person, and he bought the island, and he kind of runs the island.
Oh, it would be something similar. He's kind of like the coastal town. Like, people don't mess with him. He's got a little vineyard, but really, he's running drugs.
Right.
He's not a giant cartel guy. He's just a guy.
Yeah.
A guy of the town.
The local.
And so, anyway, at one point in the past, I had really like figured this all out. So, anyways, you know, a lot of the movie is his like destination.
Could be
going there.
Cabo San Roman.
Like, he doesn't know a lot of Spanish, but he's trying to get there. He's trying to kill this guy. But anyway, it sort of ends. I had sort of figured it out at one point. It sort of ends in sort of like a Departed-esque sort of
Mexican
shootout.
standoff.
There's something about the son. There's a brother killing the dad. And like the dad was going to kill the guy, but then the brother kills the dad.
Because he wants to take over the business?
But then they realize that the brother realizes that he doesn't do it. Maybe he knew him from the past or something like that. Okay. But anyway, this all happened in my dream. I must have had this dream.
And in my dream, I turned the lights on in the car.
I must have had this dream 12 years ago or something like that. And it just stuck with me. It was so vivid. Not vivid entertainment, just vivid.
What if it was like your like past life coming out in your dreams?
Do you think they had 5G towers in my past life? No, they're out now to kill us.
True.
Anyways.
Can what your experiences in your life affect the dreams of your past life? Does it
Say
go
that
both
one more
ways?
time?
So instead of you having a dream now of something that happened in your past life, can past life person have dreams about their future person's experiences?
So what you're saying is I could be having a dream about my future me.
Well, not you necessarily, but well, yeah, your future.
That would be the
self
same situation,
after
yeah.
you died, but in the future.
Oh yeah, maybe there's 6G towers.
Exactly.
Yeah, possibly.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe it goes both ways.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, I think that's enough dream talk. If you know how to write a screenplay, get in contact with me. We can do one.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyways,
Stay tuned next week for more exciting
jokes.
information and jokes.
Yeah, that's enough. I think that's enough dream talk.
Yeah, it's hard to talk about dream. Like dream talk gets kind of boring, I feel like, or monotonous because
Don't call our podcast boring, but yeah, go ahead.
not
It's not real.
real.
Yeah, it's not real.
But you know
More real stuff next week.
Yeah, featuring Boris Johnson.